For a home loan that leaves more in your pocket, switch to Newcastle Permanent now and we'll give you $1,000 cash back. Plus, with our award-winning home loans, you can save thousands more over the life of your loan when you compare us to a Big Four bank. So to get that more in your pocket feeling over the life of your home loan and $1,000 cash back, switch to customer-owned banking today at Newcastle Permanent.
Every day, Australians strive to maintain a healthy lifestyle through regular exercise and effective nutrition. Now, there is another reason to embrace a healthier way of living. Move Over Cancer is the Cancer Council's new campaign aimed at preventing cancer by encouraging a healthy and active lifestyle.
Move Over Cancer is a new initiative from Cancer Council, and importantly, it's focused on the fact that over 30% of cancers are preventable. So Move Over Cancer is about an active lifestyle. It's about eating better. It's about being more active. And by doing those things, preventing cancer.
As well as eating a healthy diet and being a healthy weight, it's really important that we're physically active because that's one of the things that we can all do to reduce our cancer risk.
We should all be aiming for at least 30 minutes of physical activity each day, and we do know for cancer the more you can do, the lower your risk of getting cancer, and particularly things like bowel cancer and breast cancer.
To kick off Move Over Cancer, a selection of Australia's leading athletes will go head-to-head with teams of business leaders and fans in a show that brings sporting pros and weekend warriors together while carrying the important message of maintaining a healthy and active lifestyle. Welcome to Beat the Pros. This episode, the World Game takes centre stage as one of the A-League's most successful teams opens its doors to the Move Over Cancer campaign. The Central Coast Mariners Centre of Excellence is based at Tuggerah. With its state-of-the-art training facility, it becomes the perfect location for the Beat the Pros 3 Challenge event. The talent on display today is the very best the A-League can offer, including Mariners captain John Hutchinson and Sheffield United legend Nick Montgomery. A collection of Mariners fans have been invited to take the field against their footballing heroes. The adjudicator today is head coach Phil Moss.
Look, I think being active is crucial because for your own well-being and general health, both physically and mentally, I think it stimulates the brain and helps you have a positive outlook on life. And also the example that we set, as professional footballers and coaches, we carry a profile with the job that we do, and being able to have an impact on the younger generation and set the right example for our kids, I think is very important. We're blessed to be able to make such a difference. It's important to find something you enjoy doing, especially at my age. Running around an oval is not an option anymore, so surfing, paddleboarding, walking, just a half-hour walk a day. Just basically getting out in the fresh air and doing something that gets a heart rate up and gets a couple of beads of sweat rolling down the forehead, I think is important. But enjoyment is the main motivation for doing it. If you can find something that you enjoy doing for half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour a day, then you're going to be a lot healthier.
Robbie. John, how are you? Robbie, how are you? Hey mate, John.
In the true spirit of competition, the group is split evenly between the Blues and the Yellows, with the 2 elder statesmen in the first team self-nominated as captains.
My only concern is my age, 34. I'm a bit slow now, so hopefully the younger boys can pull me through and we can get the victory.
Yeah, well, talking to the boys, they're all pretty confident. So yeah, I'm pretty confident we can give it 100% and get the win.
My strategy is to make sure that Monty comes last because, you know, obviously he's the captain of the other team and we've got to go home together, so I don't want to hear him boasting about his victory today.
You know, this move over cancer is a fantastic thing that we're doing. I've lost people and family and friends from cancer, so it's a very important charity, and you know, hopefully everyone will get behind it.
The first challenge involves each team member negotiating a skills slalom without touching any of the flags or cones. Penalty points are given for each infringement, including missing the final target.
Boys, okay. Scissors, paper, rock to see who kicks off the first challenge.
Yeah!
As if he wasn't going to stitch you up. Okay, challenge number 1. You know the rules, Hutch?
He's had success all over the world, but today Captain Hutchinson struggles on his home turf.
Oh! 1 point off! 2 points off! 1 point off! Good quick feet.
He's got West Tiger socks on. That's good. Oh, that's good.
That's better than Hutch.
Get that, make that pass.
1 point off. Here he goes.
Winning grand finals is no guarantee of success, as amateur Mitchell Marlin proves with a faultless display.
Yes!
Go Liam. Go Liam. Go farm, bro.
Oh, 1 point.
Fitzy hair is looking good.
1 point off for the tongue out. 1 point.
Definitely beatable.
Yeah.
Definitely beatable. What?
Nick Montgomery.
Okay, Mont, the bar's been set. You know the rules, off we go.
Oh, go Monty.
Oh. 1 point.
With a fast time by the Blues, the Yellows need to keep the penalty points to a minimum.
There's been a blowout.
But it doesn't start well.
No, change the ball to
1
the
point.
blue cone. Exactly. Oh. No left peg, as you can see.
Imagine watching this through the GoPro, you get seasick.
All right, peg.
Ah. Ooh.
Just pass it.
1 point.
Carl Pavitt starts confidently, but then loses momentum.
3 points.
Outside of the left, I like it. Oh, no. 4 points. Yeah, that hurts, Cass.
Which leaves Anthony Caceres to bring it home.
Right
Good
there.
Cass. Here it goes. Ah, nice. Well done, boys.
Yeah, no, it was a little bit disappointing, the results here in, and we didn't win that one. But no, Nick, our captain, brought the boys in, and we had a little chat, and you know, it's one of the things we're going to work on. We're going to encourage each other and really get through the next couple of challenges.
Yeah, I was pretty happy. Didn't hit any posts, managed to get a few good touches in there, but the team went good, and I think we're looking pretty good to take it out.
Huge amounts of banter. Yeah, it's not easy out there, but no, we'll look to the next challenge to try and get some points on the board.
Playing with the Mariners, yeah, learning a lot out there, and just trying to focus on keeping my touch good and not embarrassing myself.
So a fine display of football skills in Challenge 1 gives the blue team the lead by way of a faster time and less penalty points. Each challenge is worth 10 total points, so after Challenge 1, Blues go to the top of the Move Over Cancer ladder. After the break, redemption for the Yellows is up for grabs with Challenge 2, the penalty shootout. Before the break, the Blues navigated the skills slalom with the fastest time and fewer penalty points. But the pressure is now applied to both teams in challenge number 2. Challenge number 2 is every footballer's nightmare and every spectator's dream. The penalty shootout, with A-League star Liam Reddy in goal.
Okay, teams, second challenge. Blue hold the lead at the moment. On the whistle.
Too good.
Penalty shootout. Mon.
Too good. Come on, Monty, over the bar. There she goes. Oh! He's got to hook it. He's got to hook it. Oh! Couldn't try that for that.
Zach Anderson's miss earns himself the ire of his head coach.
All right, here we go.
Oh! Feel for you. Feel for you.
With 2 penalty kicks left, the yellow need some inspiration.
They all count, Rocket.
Nice.
Well done, Rocket.
It's all in the eyes, Cass. All in the eyes. Okay, Blue, 3 is the score to beat. Hutch.
Oh! It's all right. Happens to the best of us.
Come on, Robbie. Come on, Robbie.
Nick Fitzgerald's miss has a referee concerned for the season ahead.
This is great, guys. The rest of the A-League's going to be watching us loving this. Just give him a pen.
Give nothing away.
Give him a pen.
Oh, Colin.
Go on, Cole.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Liam, no pressure.
No pressure, all on you.
No pressure, Liam.
Don't listen to a word he says. No pressure. The score is 3-2. You score this to level it.
Yeah.
You miss it, you lose. Remember, pressure's for tyres. You feeling the pressure? You are?
Don't be nervous, Liam.
He's feeling the pressure, Fitz. Okay, here we go. So the score is 3-2. This to level it. You miss it, you're gone. Yeah!
Liam King responds to the pressure with a great strike.
Okay, teams, we have a 3-all tiebreaker, sudden death. First one to miss, game over.
All right, boys, this is the most important day of our lives. Okay, so what we're going to do is make sure we beat the yellow with Liam taking the pen. All right, Liam?
Yeah.
Umbro versus Umbro. Make sure we win, okay?
Yeah.
Good luck, son.
Listen, boys. It's a tight affair. Sam, you're going to take the first penalty. I'm ready. Good luck, champ.
Let's go, boys.
Let's do it.
Yellow, step up.
Tell me, boy.
Come on, boy.
Go, Justin.
Hey, you missed the first one, didn't you? Oh, very nervous.
Sam Burke starts sudden death with a delicate touch for yellow.
Oh, good pen. Well done, yellow. Good strike.
Right, Sammy.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah, well done, yellow. Quickly, which way? I'll go this way. Oh.
Yeah.
Cool, how's that right here? Could be here all day, guys.
Successful pens from Carl, Liam and Nick bring Mitchell to the spot for a decisive moment in Challenge 2.
Umbro's the winner there, guys.
Time is blown and yellow celebrate accordingly.
We tied 3-3 first, and then we went to a bit extra time, I guess you'd say, sudden death. And yeah, no, I got 2, so it was pretty fun to get those against Liam.
Yeah, very competitive. Monty on the yellows is always very competitive, and well, we've got Hutch and skipper, so always going to be competitive between those two.
It's a bit of fun. As a fan, it's always good to meet them in person and have a bit of kick around, and they're all good blokes, and it's definitely a bit of fun.
So it's 1-1 at the moment between the 2 games, so we're really looking forward to the 3rd one and bringing it home for the Blues.
So the first time a challenge has gone to sudden death results in a yellow win, which earns them 10 points and equal standing on the Move Over Cancer ladder. A champion team requires a level of excellence and expertise when it comes to exercise and nutrition.
My role at Central Coast Mariners is a combined role, so I'm a sports scientist as well as the strength and conditioning coach. I look after all their conditioning on the pitch as well as in the gym, and all the sports science, so the training load monitoring, the heart rate monitoring. We manage individual players using both objective and subjective measures. So we take heart rate measures, we measure their heart rate during individual training drills. We also ask the players questions before they start training about their wellness or how they're feeling, so if they're sore in one place or another. And we combine those two to monitor each individual player, and then we set training tailored to their specific needs. I think being active is important. I think it gives you a greater quality of life. 3 simple things: be active, 30 minutes a day. It's less than 2% of your total day, so it's something easy that you can fit in, and it goes a long way to preventing a lot of diseases. Number 2 would be to eat healthy. A golden rule I kind of live by is that if you cook it yourself, it's going to be a lot healthier than something that you might buy. And number 3 is reduce your portion sizes. A lot of people overeat, and this leads to maybe feelings of lethargy where they don't want to exercise, and most of the time that food gets turned to waste anyway. Your body doesn't need that much food, so reduce your portion sizes, eat smart, eat healthy, and try and exercise every day.
After the break, the Beat the Pros title hinges on the final challenge, five-a-side football. Before the break, the Blues took out the skills slalom, while the Yellows drew even in the penalty shootout, leaving all eyes on challenge number 3. Captain John Hutchinson has played over 200 games for the Central Coast Mariners, and like some Australians, has lost family members to the disease.
Yeah, cancer, it's not nice, is it? You know, I think most family and most people would have been touched by cancer some way. You know, when I was younger, my granddad died from lung cancer. My auntie died from bone cancer. My nan had breast cancer, but, you know, she survived that. You know, and you hear of it all the time. You hear of it in kids and all that kind of stuff. We try to support as many people we can on the coast, you know, with donations and helping them out with training sessions, and, you know, it's not the nicest thing that people go through, you know, and I think if you know people that are going through it, you just got to be there for them, whether it's happiness or sadness, and you just got to be there, and as a comfort, being active and eating the right diet, it gives you more energy through the day. You don't feel tired as much, and you know, I think people will notice when they lay on the couch in the morning and don't get off it, and they stay inside a lot, you feel tired quickly, and when you get outside and either go to the beach or just go for a nice walk or a jog or whatever you like to do with the family or by yourself, I think that brings happiness to yourself, internal happiness, and, you know, you also breed it externally. You know, when you're active and you're happy and you're in a healthy lifestyle, it's, as I said, for the family, it's very important. You know, it keeps everyone happy, and the mood in the household is really happy as well.
Okay, boys, 1-1 in the challenges. Final challenge, five-a-side football. Small-sided game. Good luck.
Oh, I've got to shake the ref's hand, sorry. I missed it.
With the success in both challenges being evenly shared, both teams are keen on securing victory in the final challenge, an attack from the start.
Yes!
The A-League skills of Anthony Caceres and Zach Anderson open up an opportunity for Yellow to take the lead.
Free kick, Yellow. Oh, nice. From the back.
A promising attack by Blue ends in a squandered chance and a yellow card for intentional diving. As the first half comes to a close, 2 quick chances give Yellow an opportunity to pull ahead.
All right, boys, great half. Liam, doing fantastic.
all you boys are fantastic. Fitzy, I need more.
Okay.
Need to lift, mate. Your performance out there is not good enough, right? Score a goal. Don't worry about the penalty you put over the bar. It's gone.
All the yellow. All the yellow card.
Good defence, mate.
All right. As long as we win, because I've got to go home with Monty in the car. Make sure we win, all right?
Okay.
Inspirational halftime talks empower both teams to pursue the game more aggressively.
Easy.
Here we go. Ah, nice. Yellow from the back. Here, must be. Over.
A piece of Mitchell Marlin magic ties up the game. And then Liam King has a chance to go one up. But then a brain snap from the Blues captain sends the ref after his red card.
Horrendous challenge. Horrendous challenge.
After an aggressive few hours of competition, the final act is a soft goal, which brings an end to Beat the Pros taking on football as part of the Move Over Cancer campaign, and a fantastic opportunity for players and fans alike.
Oh, fantastic day, and two teams going at each other with great intent to win the challenge. But yeah, look, as the adjudicator, you're always going to cop some stick. You don't expect to be popular, but no, overall great, and good from our boys too, the Mariners.
Blue team lost, so but feeling pretty good. Good to have a kick around with the boys. Normally we only get to see them on the field, not on the field with us. So yeah, it was great.
Yeah, it's a dream, you know. I've been following since day dot, and I really enjoyed seeing you here at the Centre of Excellence and getting to run around with the boys.
A little bit disappointed. I blame it all on Fitzy because his penalty. I don't want to talk about mine, I missed as well, but Fitzy's was horrible. And obviously losing Monty now, I've got to drive home with him.
I think overall we're the better team. You know, the new boys that came in and filled the gaps did exceptionally well, fitted in the system well, and yeah, I think we'll deserve winners in the end.
So a last-minute win for the Yellows in the final challenge, which takes them to a 10-point win over the Blues on the Move Over Cancer table.
It's just great to be able to put some focus and be here to support cancer and those that are suffering from it, and to help promote the Move Over Cancer cause.
From first-hand experience, we've got family members that are suffering with cancer right now, and the more that we can do to stop this terrible illness, the better.
Oh, look, it's just showing people for the Move Over Cancer, obviously, to be active, you know, and you can just get a bit of field anywhere and have a kick around any time you want, you know. You don't have to be in a team or a sports team like we are. You can be just with your mate or by yourself.
Yeah, I think today has raised awareness for Move Over Cancer. You know, I think it's a great concept to get across to the people, and you know, I think we've all been affected by cancer in one way or another, and it's good to see something done by it.
Coming up on this series of Beat the Pros.
Go! Oh, they've both gone for the furthest distance straight away. Oh, there's a lot of cornering going on. I think Kenneth's made a massive mistake.
Go where you go now! Yeah!
That is a wide there, but also out.
It's back by popular demand. O'Neill's Tyres' legendary 4 for 3 sale. Buy 3 top-quality Goodyear car or light truck tyres and you get the 4th absolutely free courtesy of O'Neill's. Top-quality Goodyear tyres and a top-quality O'Neill's deal. 4 for the price of 3 from an O'Neill's outlet near you.
Jets have to survive this. And that's on target. It's in the back of the net from Matt Simon.
Now Sturjovski whips it in, dangerous ball, difficult for Sigmund, chance in for the Mariners.
The breakthrough arrives for the Central Coast Mariners. What a finish!
And a save from Reddy.
There's Fitzgerald's ball in, flicked away, beyond towards Abini, and teed up for Caceres! Oh! What a strike again from Anthony Caceres!
Robic just turns it straight over to Rose. Sat up first time, thought he might hit that. Rolly has scored some beautiful goals. Look at that from Flores. Duke! The Mariners on the board! Beautifully worked goal. Duke with the finish.
Caceres driving forwards, right to one challenge. That's the second. Had to be careful. Caceres to drive it. Oh my goodness! My word! What a goal that is from Anthony Caceres.
We're live from Glen Willow Regional Sporting Complex in the central west of New South Wales for the Central Coast Mariners versus the Newcastle Jets. This is the Hyundai A-League Season 10 pre-season. But between these two teams, it's never a friendly. Hi, I'm Mark Dwyer. I'll be your commentator this afternoon. And it's the F3 Derby Travelling Roadshow. It's a pre-season, but as I said, it's never friendly between the Central Coast Mariners and the Newcastle Jets. It's a good, strong hit-out for both teams with Season 10 of the A-League less than 20 days away. For both coaches, this is their last opportunity to experiment before the season proper and one of the last chances to fine-tune their starting 11 and trial some new players. We'll give you the team sheets in a little while, but first of all, just before we caught up with Central Coast Mariners coach Phil Moss, let's hear what he had to say.
Okay, Phil Moss, first of all, welcome to sunny Mudgee. The squad at your disposal today, I'd say, is a mix of experience, youth, and also some trialists. What can you say about it?
Yeah, look, we've got some boys who need minutes to top them up, and we've got a squad of players who went to Brisbane twice in 4 days, so they needed a bit of a break, and they're at home training this weekend, but freshening up from travel and playing games. So today gives an opportunity to some boys to really put their hand up against A-League opposition. A few boys that I'm looking at, some Blacktown players in Coscalero, Cancross and Travis Major. And we've got some young boys coming in today, Tommy Slater, Hayden Morton, Mickey Neal, Anthony Callick will get some game time, Liam Rose as well. So, you know, there's some boys there that I'm really looking forward to watching today at this level.
The senior guys that you've got in the team today, Liam Reddy, Nick Montgomery, and to a probably lesser degree, Glenn Trefiro, they're down the spine of the team. Are you looking for plenty of leadership from them?
Yeah, I am, and that's an important point to make, because it's not just about how you play the game, it's how you lead the team as well, and they're fantastic pros, and, the experience that Nick Montgomery and Liam Reddy have got in particular is fantastic, but we've also got Richie Verness who'll play some game time today, and Malik Marnay, so they've had great experience at the top level over in Europe. So, all in all, we've got a good balance today. Not a lot of these players have played together, so I'm not expecting a polished performance, but I'm certainly expecting a good performance, and I expect our defensive structures to be rock solid, and then we expect to cause them some problems with the ball.
And the young players here, it's a bit of a point to the future for the Mariners and the fans to see what some of these young guys have got to offer.
Yeah, that's right. Look, everyone says, that young players lack experience. Well, they don't get experience unless you expose them to this level of football. So, as I said, there's a few boys, particularly Hayden Morton, Mickey Neal, Liam Rose, Anthony Callick, Tommy Slater, who I'm really looking forward to seeing how they perform against this level of opposition. And Newcastle will be pretty close to full strength, and it's time for them to put their hands up and show that they belong at this level, as I'm sure they will.
And it's 3 weeks to the day until we play the Jets again in the A-League proper, so a great chance to lay some eyes on Phil Stubbins' men.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Phil's a great guy and a very intelligent coach, so we had a good chat last night at a joint dinner that we went to, and he's putting his foundations in place and putting his fingerprint on the team and the way they play, so it'll be interesting to see how they set up today, and we've got the F3 derby in a few weeks' time, but obviously pre-season games are very different to the real thing when the TV cameras are rolling and the crowd is pouring in, so the pressure will be on then, but for today it's about getting through unscathed, no injuries, more match minutes in the legs, and getting a good blowout.
TV cameras are rolling, Mossy.
Yeah, and they're the big ones. They're the camcorders are ready to roll, so look.
There you have it, Phil Moss, the Central Coast Mariners head coach. Two Phils, two different philosophies for today's game. Phil Stubbins coming out with an extremely experienced lineup for the Newcastle Jets. Phil Moss using this as an opportunity to try some of the younger players and give a few trialists a last chance to sneak their way into a Hyundai A-League squad for Season 10. Joining me in commentary this afternoon from the Central Coast Mariners is Ben O'Neill. And Ben, you were telling me before the game that Mossy's he's trialling 3 or 4 players today. Tell us about these young guys, where they're from, and what Mossy will be looking for from them.
Hi, Mark. Mossy's down on the pitch waving to the fans there, but he does have 3 trialists in the starting lineup today. They're all from Blacktown City Demons. They all won the New South Wales Premier League last weekend. 2 players at the back in Zach Cancross, who has some experience with Sydney FC, and also Jacob Posco-Liero. And up front, Travis Major. He'll lead the line, and he scored a lot of goals in the New South Wales Premier League this season, so hopefully he does well today.
Fantastic, and credit to Phil Moss too, because that's what it's about, giving guys from the grassroots and the state leagues an opportunity to try and step up to the Hyundai A-League, and this is a perfect opportunity at Glen Willow Regional Sporting Complex here at Mudgee. Did some research before the game, Benny. Mudgee's population, 9,800 people, which is around about the Central Coast Mariners' average crowd of last season. So if we got them all in here, we'd be about par for the course.
To be honest, it's a fantastic stadium here in Mudgee, a really world-class facility. The Jets trained here yesterday, and we came and had a look at the ground. As people will be able to see on the stream, it's a fantastic surface. They're watering the pitch at the moment, and a good little crowd turning up here. They expected around 3,000, so that would be a really nice crowd for a Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, fantastic. They've been streaming in. It's a beautiful day for football. The sun's out. They're watering the pitch as we speak. There's little kids running around, kicking their footballs. The locals are definitely getting behind this trial match here at Mudgee. Be interesting to see how many we do get. That 3,000 mark would be very impressive. Let's go through the team sheets. Kickoff's around about 5 minutes away. We'll start with the Central Coast Mariners, Benny. And as Phil Moss said in that pre-match interview, a few trialists and a few young guys in. So we'll start it off with number 4, Richard Vernesh. Number 8 and captain today is Nick Montgomery. Number 11, Jacob Posco-Liero. Number 12, Liam Reddy in goals. Number 13, Hayden Morton. Number 16, Liam Rose. Number 18, Michael Neal. Number 19, Zach Cancross. Number 22, Tom Slater. Number 25, Travis Major. And number 28, Glenn Trefiro. And for the Newcastle Jets, a much more experienced and battle-hardened lineup. It starts with number 2, Scott Neville. Number 3, Taylor Regan. Number 5, Sam Galloway. Number 6, Sam Gallagher. Number 7, Geronimo Newman. Number 9, and captain today, Joel Griffiths. Number 12, Alan Welsh. Number 13, Edson Montano. Number 15, David Carney. Number 16, Jacob Pepper. And number 30 in goals is Mark Birighitti. So, Benny, a big difference between the two teams. A lot of guys with plenty of A-League and even international experience in the Jets team.
Yeah, definitely. I saw the Jets play last Saturday against Wellington Phoenix, and it was a very similar type of lineup that they put out against the Knicks. You can see a lot of guys in that Jets team with good A-League experience, Joel Griffiths, David Carney, and those types of guys. So it's a great test for our boys, our younger guys, to see where they're at compared to some of those players. And, I'm sure that our squad members that aren't here will be watching at home and, supporting some of the younger guys that are trying to play against these experienced A-League heads.
And just on that, some of the more regular first 11 players, some of the more experienced players left at home, would Mossy be using that as a sort of a reward for their hard work in pre-season and their good results recently in the FFA Cup?
Yeah, definitely. I think the goal of Tuesday was certainly to win that FFA Cup game against Olympic FC, which we did. And it's also today about levelling up the minutes in the pre-season. In 3 weeks' time, Mossy wants every player to have had similar match minutes in the pre-season. So today we get the opportunity for Liam Rose, Tom Slater, Richie Vernesh, Malik Mane, these types of guys to start levelling up those minutes, so we're good to go against the Jets in round 1.
And just on Malik Mane, we were talking before the broadcast. He's just got back from a quick trip back to his home country, Senegal, so now's the time for him to sort of knuckle down, polish off his pre-season and sort of cement his position in that starting 11 before the Hyundai A-League. Yeah, definitely. The two key off-field signings, or on-field signings, as we for us this year were Richie Vernesh and Malik Mane. They haven't played a lot of football yet, so it's really starting to get to the business time where they need to be playing football, and they both get that opportunity today. Malik, he was in Senegal for about a week. Back here, experienced a little bit of sickness on the trip out with the windy roads, but he's good to go today, and hopefully we see him get plenty of minutes off the bench. Yeah, definitely one of the players Central Coast Mariners fans will be looking forward to see today as he comes off the bench. And as you mentioned, Richie Vernesh, he gets a start today, number 4. Very interested to see how he plays out. Hopefully the 90 minutes, very exciting in the couple of chances he's had off the bench so far in pre-season. Yeah, definitely. And one of the things that we're excited about Richie is his free kicks, his ability from set pieces. We've got a few of those options in the ranks this year with Eddie Bosnar at home. I hope Eddie's watching, but Richie has really shown some capacity in that area in training, so hopefully he gets that chance to show his skills today. Well said, Benny, and perfectly timed. As at Glen Willow Regional Sporting Complex, the two teams take the field. The Central Coast Mariners versus the Newcastle Jets. This is a Hyundai A-League pre-season fixture in the central west of New South Wales, Mudgee. Awesome crowd has come in. Beautiful day for football. The teams are lining up now for a pre-match photo. And Benny, how would you think the fringe Central Coast Mariners players will approach this? They know there's a lot of history in the F3 derby, and even though it is pre-season game, do you think it'll have that feeling that we've come to expect from these fixtures? Oh, definitely. I think that the players know that the Newcastle Jets are a massive rival for us. Also, they want to show their best, put their best foot forward and show their ability. So they'll be looking to impress Mossy and try and stake a claim to show that they should play against the Jets in Hyundai A-League Round 1. Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see after the ball is kicked, the first challenge that goes in. Hopefully it'll set the tone for an exciting pre-season fixture. It'll be very interesting to see if one of these young guys wants to stand up and get stuck in. Yeah, and also just for the viewers at home, I saw as the players walked out, there are a few jersey numbers which are a little bit odd. I think 25, Eddie Bosnar, that's Travis Major up front. Also have seen number 19, could be Matty Simon playing at the back, but it's Jacob Posco Liero. So just keep an eye out for those. A few different jerseys floating around, but we know that the players are right. Yeah, on my commentary debut, you haven't made it easy for me. You've put out some players we've never seen before in jerseys that don't even match their names, but we'll do our very best to make sure we call the right players for the right plays. As you can see, the players are getting for their pre-match huddle. Kick-off, obviously less than 30 seconds away. Very interested to see how this one plays out. What do you think Monty would be saying to this sort of, young, inexperienced team out there as he's the captain today? What do you think he'd be telling the boys? Oh, he's probably listened to a few talks from Hutch over his time, but certainly Nick Montgomery's an experienced head. He'll be telling his players to get stuck in and to keep calm. There's a good spine in the team today with Liam Reddy in goals, Monty in the heart of midfield, and also Glenn Trefiro, who's, only just really breaking into A-League, but is quite an experienced and smart player. So it's good that we've got a good spine of the team to guide these young players around. Yeah, that's right. And well mentioned for Glenn Trefiro. He hasn't missed a beat since he's made the step up from New South Wales Premier League to A-League football. He really looks like he belongs.
Yeah, definitely. Glenn Trufiro is one of the smartest footballers that I've come into contact with. If anyone doesn't know, he actually runs his own football academy as well. Is very savvy off the field and very respectful person. So he's made that leap up to A-League level, and I think there's bright days ahead for Glenn Trufiro this season. We'll have to see how he goes. He gets a start here today at Glen Willow Regional Sporting Complex. Referee Steve Lucas is about to blow the whistle for kickoff here in the Hyundai A-League pre-season fixture. Newcastle Jets with the kickoff just seconds away. And Mark, I do have to apologise to everyone that's listening to me today. Usually we have Brent Griffiths or a player that's not playing in the chair. The only player that's here in Mudgee that's not playing is Kim Sung Yong, and he kindly turned it down. He wasn't interested in doing co-commentary, was he? Not at all. So never mind. It's up to me and obviously you to lead us round. No, mate, you've stepped up and you've done a great job as the Mariners almost get in there from some sloppy play in behind. Birigidi clears up to Edson. Monty collects the ball in midfield and it's out for a throw-in. Central Coast Mariners throw-in. Be interesting to see how it starts here, if the players come out all guns blazing or if they just want to ease into the match. Interestingly, the centre pairing of Poscaliero and Cancross probably haven't played together as Mariners, but they have played together before, so they might be pretty solid. Yeah, definitely. And, you know, they're players that won the New South Wales Premier League with Blacktown City, so they're obviously quality players. We've seen guys like Matt Sim and Glenn Trufiro make that step up from that level, and plenty of others. So certainly, you know, it probably was in Mossy's thinking to get these pair in if you plan to have a look at either of them and get them together for this match. Vernesh with a nice touch here. Over the top. Travis Major tries to get in behind. Birigidi collects, nice and calm. Jets a little shaky at the back to start with. Experimental back four for both teams, I suppose, today, being a pre-season match. Geronimo chest back and the ball's collected by Richard Vernesh. Mariners playing around with it. Nice and calm at the back for an untested back four. Cancross plays back to Reddy. Spreads it out wide. Montgomery would be looking to get on the ball as much as possible, you'd think, as being probably the most experienced player out there for the Mariners today. Yeah, definitely. I think actually Monty will relish this opportunity to guide a young team around. He's a player of great experience and has played, you know, at the very highest level in the English Premier League and in plenty of big FA Cup matches. So he knows what it takes to play against more experienced and perhaps better credentialed teams at this point. But, you know, Monty's a great leader and he'll wear that armband well today. Taylor Regan tries for the long switch, which results in a Central Coast Mariners throw-in. Lost by Trufiro. Strong tackle there from Mickey Neal. Leaves Geronimo Newman on the deck. First shots fired, I suppose you could say, Benny. Yeah, Mickey Neal, he'll be looking to do exceptionally well. He played against Brisbane Roar 2 weeks ago up in Brisbane, the 1-1 draw, and everyone was really impressed with the way that he handled himself in his first real senior appearance for the side. And I know, talking to Mossy earlier today over a coffee, he wants to see how Mickey can back that up against this type of opposition. Carney floats the ball in and it's cleared. Central Coast Mariners with the chance to break here. Richard Verness, switch, first time ball from Slater. Offside. Offside from Trufiro. Nice attacking intent there though from the Central Coast Mariners. First real chance to break. One touch football. Taylor Regan looks to be playing at a defensive midfield role, which is new to him. I guess he's played the last couple of seasons at a fullback position. Yeah, he actually, last Saturday, Taylor Regan played in that role with Ben Kantarovsky next to him. It was a match that Ben Kantarovsky got sent off in the first half, and I hear that he may have done an injury as well. So, you know, it's something different for Taylor Regan, but something, you know, he'll look to do well in. And obviously with Billy Selesky still to come in for Newcastle, he'll need to put his best foot forward to make sure he's part of Phil Stubbins' plans. Yep, definitely. As Cancross plays across the back to Poscaliero.
into Montgomery. Nice patience shown here from the inexperienced guys at the back. Just playing with the ball. Trying to draw the Newcastle Jets out. Ready. Finds Poscaliero, cuts inside. Spreads it to Cancross. Beautifully played by the Central Coast Mariners. Real patience there. Mickey Neal bombs on. Heavy touch. He's lost the ball. Jacob Pepper. Out to Neville. Mickey Neal puts it out for a throw-in. It's both teams sort of just feeling each other out, I think, Benny, as they start to this warm into this game. Jets with a chance to break here. Into David Carney. Tries to whip it in. It's blocked. Nice tackle there, but it's ended up being a Newcastle Jets corner. David Carney already over there. You'd imagine David Carney would be on set-piece duty for most of the corners and free kicks for the Newcastle Jets.
Yeah, I think we've seen throughout David Carney's career that he's favoured taking these opportunities.
Ball comes out to Pepper, who finds Scott Neville. Stood up well by Mickey Neal. The Newcastle Jets will have a throw. Trefiro collects. Finds Poscaliero. Montgomery. Back to Poscaliero. Over the top to try and find Trefiro, but it's a little bit too long. Straight through to Birigidi.
Sam Gallagher at the back at left stopper for Newcastle, obviously an ex-Mariners player, and he spent some time recently in Vietnam playing over there, played some AFC Cup for his team, and gets a chance back in the A-League via Vietnam and also Melbourne Victory after being with the Mariners.
Definitely, I'm sure he's come back from that experience, a stronger player, more mature player if he spent some time overseas. Living away from the Australia and the Hyundai A-League. It'll be interesting to see how he approaches A-League Season 10 as the Mariners' big through ball from Montgomery. It's going to go out for a Central Coast Mariners corner. First set piece opportunity for the Central Coast Mariners of the game. They're going to send the big boys up from the back. It looks like Cancross is going to head up. And Richie Vernesh is going to take this one. Benny, you were saying in the pre-match that he's got that quality from set pieces that we've probably been lacking in the last couple of years.
Yeah, let's see how it goes with this one. That's not the
best one. Delivered is in low. Montgomery gets a touch, but it just bobbles through to Birigidi. An easy collect.
The player that was just on the ball there, number 12, Alan Welsh, I think, for Newcastle.
Yep.
We had a joint dinner last night with the Jets and also the good people at Mudgee Council and Mudgee Tourism, and Alan had to step up and sing his initiation song, so that was by the Venga Boys, I think. Boom Boom.
Boom Boom by the Venga Boys.
So he did a good job. He looked a bit nervous, but as most players in the A-League have to do, have to get that one out of the way.
Through ball by the Newcastle Jets to Edson Montoya. He holds it up well, plays it back to David Carney. Carney holds off Slater, cuts inside. He stopped well there. And away come the Central Coast Mariners. The ball with Trefiro, looking for a run. It's made well there by Richard Van Esch. Collects. Just holding. Just waiting for a little bit of help. Goes inside to Montgomery. Opts to keep the ball. Back to Cancross. Neal on the left flank. Inside to Major. The Jets go back and reset. Geronimo Newman there, a little overexcited, backing in to Michael Neal. Central Coast Mariners win the free kick, played early to Montgomery. He goes back to Poscaliero. Plenty of room to move. Keeps possession. Cancross to Rose.
Still obviously only very early, but I'm impressed with how the centre-back pairing for the Mariners do look at this point. They seem very calm and at ease, although they haven't been put under any real pressure just yet.
No, but they've exercised good patience with the ball. They haven't overplayed it. They've tried to keep it when they can, which is, good signs. I'm sure that's something that Mossy would have been stressing to those boys as they're both trialists. As the Mariners break away here on the right-hand flank, the ball's cut in. Nobody in the centre for that one, cleared easily. And Joel Griffiths collects in midfield. Plays out wide to David Carney. Carney loses the ball. Wonderful tackle from Richard Vernesh. Tracks all the way back.
I think Mossy would be delighted to see that effort from Vernesh. Big part of the Mariners' play is defence, structure in defence and working hard for your teammates, and he tracked nicely out of his wide left sort of role there to make that challenge.
And that's one of those things when you bring in an import, you're never quite sure what you're going to get. So definitely positive signs from Richie Vernesh there. As you said, Moss will be very happy. Cancross switches the play over to Poscaliero into Liam Rose. Looks nice and tidy in the midfield, does Rose?
Yeah, this is a kid with massive raps on him, Liam Rose. He's about to go back into camp with the Australian youth setup. I expect him to be part of the under-20s next year in New Zealand when they go there, so for the World Cup. And signed a 3-year contract with the Mariners already out of the AIS, and I think in a few years he's going to be one of the great players for the Mariners in the A-League.
Fantastic. Yeah, he's looked good nice and early. He's kept the ball well in the tight midfield spaces. As Montgomery goes over the top, looks like Major's beaten the offside trap here. He's got two options. He's going to cut it back to Trefiro. He's got time in the box. Nope. Back heel into Richie Vernesh. Didn't read it. Keeps the ball. Finds Montgomery. Has a shot. High and wide from Monty. A little bit ambitious, but I suppose you've got to have a crack.
Yeah, he hasn't scored too many goals, Monty, for the Mariners. I do recall one against Adelaide. I think it was a sealer a couple of seasons ago. But, if you don't hit him, you don't score. And I think he was well entitled to have that shot just there.
For sure. Captain's armband today as well. He can have a few more. We see the replay here. Trefiro with the back heel. Richard Vernesh didn't quite read it. Kept the ball well, though. As the Newcastle Jets break down the right-hand flank, Geronimo Newman cuts in, takes out two players. Misses the pass. Trefiro comes away with the ball. Beautifully skips away there. Plenty of time and space to move on the left-hand side. Early ball out to Major. Major keeps the ball. Curls it. Wonderful. Wonderful save from Birighitti. Travis Major tried to find the top right-hand corner with a curling effort. Birighitti palms away for a Central Coast Mariners corner. Good signs there.
Yeah, that's a great fast break from the guys. Tricky. Trefiro slid round his player and found Travis Major. And, I think Travis Major would be looking at goal and thinking, I can really make an impression if I can slot one. He's put a great shot on, but Mark Birighitti, obviously fourth choice keeper for Australia heading to the World Cup. He's seen that one and pushed it wide for a corner.
Fantastic effort as the corner comes in to the back post nice and high. It's one early. Trefiro gets it at the near post, has a shot, and another save. Birighitti, he's had to be sharp early. Two good opportunities in the space of 2 minutes for the Central Coast Mariners. And this inexperienced and young team seems to be gelling well from the off. The Jets just taking a moment to keep the ball, exercise some patience after those two chances from the Central Coast Mariners. Jacob Pepper goes over the top, trying to find Joel Griffiths. Cancross with the clearing header. Michael Neal keeps the ball, loses out. Griffiths comes away with it in the box. Central Coast Mariners win a free kick inside their box. Good use of the body there from Liam Rose. Liam Reddy will come up to take this one. Benny, not only are you talking, but you're going to be active on Twitter. I think I just interrupted you from writing out a tweet there. Sorry, mate. But you're going to take some fan questions on Twitter throughout the match?
Yeah, we want to hear where people are watching the stream from. We've had some great responses from everyone over the last few games that we've streamed. We've had some interesting places that people have been watching in Europe and in Africa and in Asia. So if you're watching, use the hashtag #LiveFromMudgee. We'll try and read out a few tweets throughout the stream.
Liam Rose, beautiful switch of play out to Travis Major. Oh, Slater, Tommy Slater, with a snapshot. After some beautiful build-up play there. It's just tipped over the bar from Birigidi. That's 3 now in the last 5 minutes. Birigidi saved the Newcastle Jets bacon. It's been a lively start from the Central Coast Mariners.
Yeah, and right on cue there, Mark. Josh Howe, he tweeted, "Sign Travis Major." So it might be a little bit premature in 14 minutes in his first match, but certainly showing some great signs for the team.
It was a wonderful near assist there. He held the ball up strongly with his chest in the box. A little back heel, which found its way through to Tom Slater, who on the half volley tried to find the top corner, but again, Birigidi kept the ball. Here goes Slater again. Whips the ball in. Central Coast Mariners come away with it. Trefiro fighting, but the Jets inevitably win the ball and try and break. Geronimo Newman can't get there, and the Mariners win the throw-in.
Just like to give a big shout out and a big hello as well to the people at Central Coast Leagues Club. They've organised through Dave Abrahams and his organisation, Organise Internet, to have the game streamed live at the club. We do say hello to anyone watching there, and also to my colleague Jesse Kenning. He got a little bit upset that I didn't mention him on the stream last time. So Jesse, is your official mention from us on the stream, and I hope that keeps you happy, mate.
Hopefully they've got a good turnout there at the Central Coast Leagues Club to watch the live stream. I'd imagine they would. Fantastic venue, and has always supported the Mariners on match days too. Cancross switches out wide again to Poscaliero. He's looking for options through the middle. Tries to go over the top to Trefiro, but it's cleared. Central Coast Mariners will have a throw-in. Montgomery makes the option. The ball comes back to Liam Rose. Cancross takes it back to Rose, who comes wide quickly to Neal. Neal to Rose. Rose to Poscaliero. Misplaces the pass. David Carney comes away. Inside to Montano, who finds Griffiths. Goes wide to Newman. Tries the curling shot, but it's straight at Liam Reddy. Liam Reddy tries the big drop kick. The only person he finds is the back of Montgomery. Mariners get lucky there and come away with a goal kick.
And Mark, since we've mentioned that we're looking for some people to tweet in, we've had a few, and hello to Brian Gibson. He's a staff member of FFA, works on the digital and social channels there, and he's watching from his lounge room while also covering the NPL final matches which are happening today. My old club, Western Workers Bears, up against Palm Beach Sharks, so good luck to the Bears. I'm hoping that they get the result tonight.
Fantastic. Good to hear so many people watching the stream in so many different places. It's one of the great things about having being able to access a stream like this. You know, fans who can't make it to Mudgee will have the chance to see their team as the Mariners break. Tom Slater with the ball on the edge of the box, cuts inside. He's going to have a shot. He does. Deflected and loops over Birigidi. The Central Coast Mariners will have yet again another corner. Great start from a, as we've mentioned a few times, inexperienced and youthful Central Coast Mariners lineup. Do you think that's working in their favour, the fact that they're sort of younger, a little more experienced, so they're pumped to really prove themselves today?
Yeah, definitely. And also I think when you're young, you perhaps you're not scared by anything, so they all want to impress, and they're going at it at the moment, and hopefully you know, this sort of attacking dominance that we've got soon leads to a goal.
Vernesh whipped it into the back post there to find Major. He got a good head to it, but the angle was just far too sharp. Ball goes out for a Newcastle Jets goal kick. Mariners pushing up so that the Jets can't play out, forcing them to go long. Miscued header there. Joel Griffiths into the back, but Reddy comes away with the ball. Plays it short to Cancross. Plays back to Reddy. Floats one over the top. It's out for a Newcastle Jets throw-in. Referee's changed his mind. Central Coast Mariners throw-in or free kick. Ready to Cancross. Finds Rose. Poscaliero coming on the right. Finds Montgomery. Floats it out wide. Neal bombing on. Beautiful ball. First time inside. Can't quite find Richie Vernesh, who's now tracking back. Geronimo Newman comes away with the ball. Resets.
Very Josh Rose-like, that run from Mickey Neal. I think he's really been learning off Rosie, who I would believe is watching it at home and would be proud of Mickey for making that sort of run that he makes all the time.
Definitely, that's the sort of run that typifies the way Josh Rose has played in the A-League since he's come back. Probably the best left-back in the Hyundai A-League since he joined the Central Coast Mariners. And bombing on like that, adding that extra attacking dimension is what has sort of rounded out his game. And if Mickey Neal can sort of combine that with the defence that he's been doing so well, I'm sure that's going to help complete his game and take him to the next level. Liam Reddy finds Montgomery. Poscaliero, back to Monty. Out to Cancross.
A little bit of breaking A-League news on Twitter as well, Mark, that Brisbane Roar perhaps have signed Adam Sirota on a one-year deal. So if that's the case, it's a super signing for Brisbane Roar, and you know they've been the benchmark for the last couple of years, except for when, of course, we won it, and Western Sydney have been up there as well. So it'll add a lot of strength to them.
For sure, fantastic addition to an already strong team. Sirota, he's been over in Holland for the last 3 or 4 years with the likes of Tommy Orr and Michael Zullo. He will no doubt come back a much stronger, a much more experienced player. And you'd think from the player's point of view, will want to try and walk into that starting 11 and get some game time before the Asian Cup.
Yeah, a player that you know was in the sort of plans for Ange and didn't end up going, I don't think, to the World Cup. So, you know, this is the opportunity. It starts in October. We've got 3 months to try and impress Ange, and that's for every A-League player that's Australian to try and you know, get into that side. I think Ange's shown that he's happy to give opportunities to A-League players.
Newcastle Jets with some sustained pressure here. Geronimo Newman with the ball in midfield. Loses out. Tommy Slater comes away with the ball. Finds Major, who's just straight offside. I think it's the new player for Newcastle Jets there, Alan Welsh, played the offside trap perfectly there. Caught Travis Major by about a metre. The Jets come away with a free kick. We'll see a replay here. Tom Slater breaks the challenge, just hesitates on the pass, and Welsh did a great job to play that offside trap.
Couple more tweets, Mark. Jacinda Ainsworth, she's watching from Tamworth. Hello, Jacinda. And also to the Marinators, at CC Marinators, they say that Tom Slater is having a great game so far. And they're watching from McMaster's Beach on the coast.
Geronimo Newman with a theatrical one there. Goes down, the Jets come away with the free kick. As you said, Benny, it's great to hear all these people calling in, tweeting in, telling us where they're watching from. It's good to see that the stream reaches far and wide, and people can enjoy some football where otherwise they wouldn't be able to see it.
Yeah, we've been really impressed with some of the nations where people have been watching from. We've had fans that you know, have written to us in the last few weeks saying that they've watched in Dubai Airport on the travels to Europe. People that have watched, Melbourne City fans that have watched in France and in the US. So it's great service. I'm very proud of the club for backing the idea, and you know, Mike Charlesworth and Bruce Stoller, our management, they've given the go ahead for the club to do this, so that shouldn't be lost, and hopefully it's something that we can look to grow in future pre-seasons.
Yeah, well done, a great initiative, and from a fan's point of view as well, I'm sure they're very thankful for that. that they get to see their team in the preseason. Any opportunity to watch your team is a good opportunity. Anytime, whether it's a preseason game or a grand final, the fans just want to watch the Central Coast Mariners play. As Reddy gets put under a little bit of pressure here from Joel Griffiths, floats it out wide, keeps the ball in. Tom Slater plays back to Nick Montgomery, out wide to Morton, finds the feet of Major, holds up the ball really well, nice and strong. Back to Montgomery again, keeps the ball, floats one high over the top to Richie Vernesh. If he can get there, has some support in behind. Keeps the ball, wins the throw-in off. Trefiro plays back to Poscaliero. Out wide to Morton. Early ball inside. Jets come away with it with Regan. Into Griffiths. Pepper marches forward, finds David Carney. Carney spreads it wide to Neville. Comes back inside to Carney. Mariners are dropping and defending quite well, not giving the Jets really any chance to play through or create too many possession-based opportunities in the final third. It's stuff like this over the top to Montano, who can't get there in the end. Poscaliero comes away beautifully with the ball, marches out, just misses Rose. Newman wins the ball, first-time header. Fantastic covering defence. Nick Montgomery in again to save the day. That's the sort of thing we're used to seeing.
He never stops, Monty. He's very passionate about the Mariners, as he was when he was with Sheffield, and he works exceptionally hard, even if it is, you know, only, in inverted commas, a friendly match.
Yeah, true professional. Treats all games as if it was a big game, and that's how you stay at the top. Reddy plays out to Cancross. Finds Neal, first time ball inside. Vernesh, Trefiro, Rose to Montgomery. Moving the ball nice and quick. Finds Morton, comes back to Montgomery. Little dink over the top. Birigidi comes out of his box, but it's just a little bit too long. The Newcastle Jets will have a goal kick.
Hello to @Jake P Music. He's watching the stream from Ibiza in Spain.
Wow.
So pretty impressed with that. It sounds like a DJ or a music lover over in the clubs in Spain. So hope you're having a good one, Jake.
As the Central Coast Mariners win a free kick. Montano with a handball. They'll bring it back to Montgomery. Plays it out to Poscaliero, receives it back straight away, turns. Nice and patient from the Mariners, as I'm sure Phil Moss would have stressed with new players and an inexperienced lineup who hasn't played together. I'm sure he said, look, just be patient, try and keep the ball as much as possible and limit this experienced Newcastle Jets team to as few opportunities as possible.
Yeah, definitely, and I think that comes through the spine of the team, like we said before, with Reddy and Montgomery also. You know, they're really marshalling these guys around, and they're doing a great job at the moment. You know, on the weight of opportunities, we're ahead, so it might be 0-0, but it's the guys are doing a great job.
Yeah, great signs, I'm sure. If it stays this way, Phil Moss will go in at half-time pretty happy. 28 minutes gone in this match so far, 0-0 at the Glen Willow Regional Sporting Complex here at Mudgee. And here goes Mickey Neal bombing on like you spoke about before. Can't quite get there. The ball goes out for a Newcastle Jets throw-in. Scott Neville looking for options. Alan Welsh floats it up to Montano. Ball goes out for a Central Coast Mariners throw-in. Neal finds Trefiro, keeps the ball beautifully and wins the free kick. Mariners happy to get on with it, nice and quick free kick. And Rose goes back to Cancross, who switches sides and plays out through Poscaliero, looking for options up ahead, can't quite find them, so he goes back to Liam Reddy. Great work there from Liam Reddy, just telling the inexperienced player where to go, what to do, where he needs to be. Another throw-in one by Michael Neal out here on the left-hand side.
And although the likes of Zach Cancross might have been playing in the State League for the last couple of years, his time at Sydney FC, playing and training with some of these, really highly credentialed players that Sydney FC have had during their times will have him in good stead. And so I believe he'd probably understand the level that was sort of required of him today.
Yeah, he certainly hasn't looked out of place, and it's probably he'd be happy to have this opportunity because he probably knows with the experiences he's had that he's worth a shot at this level. So if he can step up today and take it, there's an opportunity. We saw the article come out today that Mossy's looking for another centre half, so those two boys are definitely on show in this trial game.
Mossy's been looking around for a little while. We had another player, Daniel Zellini, in Lismore with us for a week, and he got some time in that match against Melbourne City. So Mossy's, he's casting his eyes on a lot of people. I'm sure he's talking to a lot of scouts and agents about opportunities as well. But as with the Mariners, as with anything at the Mariners, tend to take our time to really cast our eyes over the player that might come in, make sure he's the right person for the culture as well. And if these guys do well, who's to say it won't be one of them?
Yeah, fantastic, and that's been one of the keys to success for the Central Coast Mariners over the last 9 years of the Hyundai A-League. The recruitment, they've always taken the time to make sure the person fits, not only on the park but off the park. And if you can get those two things right, usually you'll have a pretty successful player. So it'll be interesting to see how these two boys go today, and if any of them stand out, and they might earn themselves a Hyundai A-League contract. Montgomery wins the ball in midfield to break up play. Options ahead of him. Plays the ball through, but Major had straight offside and he knew it, so he pulled out as Birighitti comes away with the ball. Plays it quickly, Jacob Pepper drops back in between to play out through Alan Welsh. Welsh again.
There's a tweet from Luke Boyce-Taylor, who I know is on the hill behind the goals. He says that Johnny Steele's warming up. He's a Jets player, and he's just said that the Jets are making the Mariners youth team look good. Well, I don't know about that. I think our so-called youth team that Johnny Steele is talking about is making the Jets first team look bad.
Yep, I think that's about right. Yeah, the boys have certainly turned up in this first half. They've looked good. They've had a few opportunities, and probably the only thing they're lacking is that final touch, that goal, which I guess the Newcastle Jets have Birighitti to thank. He's made 3 or 4 pretty good saves in this first half, as Liam Reddy floats one out over the sideline for a Newcastle Jets throw-in. Neville finds Pepper, gets it back, plays back through Alan Welsh, switches to Sammy Gallagher. David Carney with the ball now. Finds Montano, gets it back. David Carney first time. Into Joel Griffiths. Beautiful little turn on the edge of the box, but good quality, solid defending there from Cancross. The ball's cleared and be a Central Coast Mariner goal kick. Good solid defence there under a little bit of pressure. And here's some crowd shots of the crowd here in Mudgee Glen Willow Regional Sporting Complex. Fantastic to see so many locals out. Not only locals, but plenty of Newcastle Jets and Central Coast Mariners jerseys. So plenty of people have made the trip, Benny.
Yeah, definitely. We had a lot of communication from people during the week saying that they were coming out. And also, I was at a school yesterday with Adam Kwasnik, who did a great job running a couple of clinics in the area. And all the kids were excited by the chance to come along. Kids under 12's free. So the Mudgee community's really done a great job in getting a match to its region and making it as accessible for people as possible.
Montgomery placed under pressure there from a short pass out from the back. Joel Griffiths came in, nicked the ball, and was fouled by Montgomery. So the Newcastle Jets with a free kick here in, I guess, not a half bad position. It's probably a little bit far out, but I guess David Carney will fancy himself to have a crack from here. As he stands over the ball. He's got some of the big boys on the back post, might look to float it in. Carney goes straight for goal. It's high and wide over the left-hand upright. First real opportunity there for the Newcastle Jets from a set piece. It's Reddy tells the boys to move up. Comes short to Neil. Plays it back first time to Reddy.
Good confidence from Mickey to do that first time.
Definitely. Reddy finds Morton, hits Trefiro. Some great play here from the young guys. Here comes Richie Vernesh. Won the ball nicely, but was called offside, or he's brought it back for a foul. Hayden Morton down on his haunches. Looks like he might have picked up a knock in that foul there. Hopefully it's just something he can brush off. You never want to see players get injured in pre-season games. Especially this close to the kickoff of the season. You hope everybody comes through unscathed, Ben.
Yeah, definitely. No player likes to see any of their fellow professionals get injured. It doesn't matter what team they play for. So, you know, Hayden looks all right. He's a player that's got the potential to play more A-League minutes for us this year, and he's doing well so far this afternoon.
Central Coast Mariners have picked up the free kick. In a nice position, Richie Vernesh will float it in low to the near post. Taylor Regan flicks it out. It's going to come all the way over to the left-hand side for a Central Coast Mariners throw-in.
Got a few tweets coming in again. Jack is watching from Skopje in Macedonia, so that's a first for us, I think, Jack. As well, we have Richard Reed. He says the Reeds are watching from Siem Reap in Cambodia. So I'm very impressed with the continental flavour we've got this afternoon.
It's fantastic, and you can see why they call it the World Game. Central Coast Mariners going worldwide with the stream. Countries that you wouldn't expect. But the Mariners fans are everywhere, I guess. Scott Neville here with the ball. It's a Newcastle Jets throw-in. Over the top to Montano. Can't hold the ball up. Liam Rose plays back to Poscaliero. Keeps the ball well. Presses the reset button. Goes back to Liam Reddy. Finds Cancross, who turns. Goes back to Liam Reddy. Poscaliero into Montgomery's feet, keeps it well. Tries to find Tom Slater. Taylor Regan turns in midfield. Finds Galloway. Pepper. To Welsh. Welsh with the switch of play. Finds David Carney. Cuts inside, loses the ball. Poscaliero cleans up. Finds Richard Vernesh. Wonderful turn to find Travis Major, who now has time with the ball. Cuts inside. Hangs it up to the back post to find Tom Slater. It's cleared. Only as far as Montgomery, who has a crack. Wonderful shot. Nice and clean, but unfortunately, straight at Birigidi, who handles it with ease. And gets the ball moving quickly again. Out to Geronimo Newman. Heads it through to nobody. And the Mariners will play out again through Liam Reddy.
A comment from Jeremy Lumbers, who's in the ground today. He made the trek from the coast to Mudgee. He's very impressed with the look of Travis Major so far, as a few tweets have been coming in about Travis Major. Scored a lot of goals for Blacktown City Demons in the New South Wales Premier League this season, and doing a great job for the Mariners on trial this afternoon.
Yeah, he's certainly done himself no harm. He's come in, looked nice and confident. He's been extremely strong when on the ball, up against some, pretty experienced defenders with the Jets. Held up the ball well. As Liam Rose comes away with the ball in midfield here, spreads it wide. Hayden Morton's bombing on with room to run into. Just a little bit of a heavy touch there, loses out to Galloway. Monty comes in. Sheffield shuffle. Puts it out for a throw-in. Both teams probably just lacking that cohesion in the final third to create meaningful scoring opportunities, Benny, which is kind of what you expect in pre-season when you're shuffling players in and out.
Yeah, definitely. Although the Newcastle side is very similar in the front third as it was that started against Phoenix last week. Griffiths in behind Montano, and also Newman and Carney involved there. So, perhaps they've got to, get back in the sheds at half time and get a few things ironed out there for them. But, we've got a lot of players shuffling into that front third today. So I think our guys are doing a great job so far.
Trefiro straight through the middle, plenty of room here. Plays a nice little ball in behind. Can't quite find Slater. Keeps the pressure on. Gallagher clears to Griffiths. Comes inside to Galloway. Carney heavy off the chest. Finds Trefiro. Monty with the clearance. Only so far as Joel Griffiths' boot. He manages to keep the ball. The Newcastle Jets win themselves a throw-in. We forgot to mention in the pre-game, Benny, which might be an interesting point in the second half, Central Coast Mariners number 10, Marcos Flores, is on the bench today. Be interesting to see if he gets any game time for the Jets in the second half.
Yeah, Marcos got his first run for Newcastle last weekend against Wellington. He actually robbed Michael McGlinchey of the ball in that match before playing it over to James Virgili, who's not in Mudgee. James Virgili scored the winner against the Knicks. So, look, Marcos has been nothing but friendly this week. He came in and said hello to everyone last night, so we hope to see him on the pitch.
Yeah, fantastic. We just missed a little opportunity there. Newman got in over the top. Got a little touch on the ball, but Reddy was out nice and quick, out of his box, played the ball with his head. Fantastic work. Nice short passing in the midfield there between Montgomery and Rose. Vernesh, wonderful through ball, finds Neal. Neal, first time, doesn't quite hit the ball as he would have liked. Didn't have the strength to find Travis Major. And the Jets come out again.
One of the things that the coaching staff always rave about with Mickey Neal is his athleticism. I've seen a number of times this half already him bombing on down this left side. He might be in the sun in the second half, depending on how quick the shade comes over. That might sap him a little bit in the heat, but he's doing a great job, Mickey Neal, and I think the coaching staff would be really impressed at this point with his contributions.
Exactly, he's sort of playing that role perfectly so far in this first half, and hopefully he can, string a few more performances like that. Because I think in recent seasons we probably lacked a good replacement. If Josh Rose is out in that left back position, if Mickey Neal can step up and fill that role, I guess that'd be a bit of weight off Mossy's mind, and a nice bit of pressure too on Rose.
Yeah, definitely. It keeps Rosie on his toes, although we all know Rosie's quality. And also in that mix as well on that left side is Matty Sim, who's been doing a great job and scored a cracking goal in midweek, an important goal as well in the FFA Cup. So 3 good options in that area now, and left side of defence is always something that some A-League clubs tend to struggle with, so we've got great options this season.
Definitely hard for plenty of coaches around the world to sometimes find a left back, as we see some beautiful footwork there from Liam Rose, and I think he offended Joel Griffiths with his techers, to be honest. Joel Griffiths has come down, chopped him, and earned himself a yellow card.
Well, I hope it's nothing serious for Rosie here on the deck, because he's going into camp with Australia again tomorrow night. He looks like he'll be able to walk it off.
We'll get a replay as you see Liam Rose, beautiful little footwork here, and then Joel Griffiths just basically comes in and kicks him, earns himself a yellow card. So I guess he'll have to take it easy for the rest of the game. You don't want to get set off in a pre-season game.
No, surely, and Kandarovsky got sent off last week. I don't think this is really what it's about. And those sorts of challenges, from an experienced player like Joel Griffiths on a young up-and-coming player like Liam Rose, not really appreciated. But also just another tweet coming in. Justin Passfield, former Mariners goalkeeper. He's playing in Singapore with Tampines Rovers. He's watching the guys from Singapore. Or if he's not in Singapore, I'd imagine he's in Wollongong. But I'm pretty confident the S League's still running. So g'day, Justin, and let us know where you're watching from.
Hashtag oosing. Justin Passfield, great to hear from him. David Carney comes away with the ball on the left-hand side of the Central Coast Mariners box, but it's won by Poscaliero, who comes out nice and fast. Finds Trefiro, keeps the ball well. Beautiful little dink over the top of Taylor Regan. Fights him off, plays it back. Nice simple ball to Montgomery, out to Morton. Monty on the ball again, plays it wide to Cancross. Checks back. Switches play. Once again, these young, inexperienced boys at the back just showing a little bit of class, exercising some patience, keeping the ball, not overplaying it when the options aren't on, which I'm sure is something that Phil Moss would have drilled into them, and he'll be extremely happy to see that sort of thing. As Monty plays it back to Liam Reddy. Reddy looking for options, calls Cancross. Wide early to Neil. Neil turns and runs. Early ball into Trefiro. Vanesh. There's Reagan, loses the ball to Travis Major. Plays back to Hayden Morton. Turns and finds Liam Reddy. Mariners will start again. Reddy with the ball. Cancross. The referee blows the whistle for half-time. Steve Lucas says 45 minutes will do. We'll head to the sheds. Good first half from the Central Coast Mariners. You'd think that Phil Moss will go in the happier of the two Phils at half-time.
Yeah, his Phil office couldn't pull it off quite as good as you, sorry. But no, he's done a great job, Mossy, setting this team up for today. And yeah, he'll just be patting his players on the back in the half time, and hopefully we see some of these guys like Malik Mane in the second 45.
Yeah, fantastic, good effort. The Newcastle Jets head into the sheds. Central Coast Mariners head into the sheds as Phil Moss has a little chat to Joel Griffiths as he comes off. I think he's apologising for that challenge on Liam Rose. So it's half-time here at the Glen Willow Regional Sporting Complex. The Central Coast Mariners 0, the Newcastle Jets 0. In a pretty entertaining first half, we've had some good chances from the Central Coast Mariners. The Newcastle Jets have their goalkeeper, Mark Birigidi, to thank. He's pulled off 2 or 3 good saves. Some of the trialists impressing, and some of the older heads doing a good job steering the ship as some of the other players are out today. We'll run through some highlights soon, check out some of the action from that first half. We'll take a break now, come back soon, we'll hit you up with the highlights, and in 15 minutes, the second half here in Mudgee. Back soon.
For a home loan that leaves more in your pocket, switch to Newcastle Permanent now and we'll give you $1,000 cash back. Plus, with our award-winning home loans, you could save thousands more over the life of your loan when you compare us to a Big Four bank. So to get that more in your pocket feeling over the life of your home loan and $1,000 cash back, switch to customer-owned banking today at Newcastle Permanent.
Jets have to survive this. And that's on target. It's in the back of the net from Matt Simon.
Now Sturjovski whips it in, dangerous ball, difficult for Sigmund, chance in for the Mariners.
The breakthrough arrives for the Central Coast Mariners. What a finish.
And a save from Reddy.
There's Fitzgerald's ball in, flicked away, beyond towards Abini, and teed up for Caceres! Oh, what a strike again from Anthony Caceres!
Robic just turns it straight over to Rose. Sat up first time, thought he might hit that. Rolly has scored some beautiful goals. Look at that from Flores. Duke! The Mariners on the board! Beautifully worked goal. Duke with the finish.
Caceres driving forwards, right one challenge. It's the second. Had to be careful. Caceres to drive it. Oh my goodness! My word! What a goal that is from Anthony Caceres.
It's back by popular demand. O'Neill's Tyres legendary 4-for-3 sale. Buy 3 top quality Goodyear car or light truck tyres and you get the 4th absolutely free courtesy of O'Neill's. Top quality Goodyear tyres and a top quality O'Neill's deal. 4 for the price of 3 from an O'Neill's outlet near you.
Welcome back to Glen Willow Regional Sporting Complex here at Mudgee in the central west of New South Wales for this Hyundai A-League Season 10 pre-season fixture. It's the Central Coast Mariners versus the Newcastle Jets. 0-0 at half-time, but a pretty interesting first half if you're both coaches. Phil Moss, probably the happier of the two coaches with his young, inexperienced team, a couple of trialists really doing a good job in that first half, particularly the centre-back pairing of Cancross and Poscaliero, and up front Travis Major. All three having good games. The Central Coast Mariners probably having the better of the chances, forcing Newcastle Jets goalkeeper Mark Birighitti into a number of saves. We'll go through the highlights and see the best chances of the first half. This was Travis Major, his first real attempt on goal. Just outside the 18-yard box, tried to find that top right-hand corner. Palmed away nicely by Birighitti. Trafiro as well tried to find the top right-hand corner. Pretty soft. Major doing wonderful work to hold up the ball. And that top right-hand corner again, Tom Slater on the half volley tried to find it, but tipped over by Birighitti. So 3 chances within 5 minutes there. Geronimo Newman had this one. Definitely didn't get the type of contact he was looking for, straight into the hands of Liam Reddy. Major breaks down the left for this opportunity as he cuts inside. Floats it over the top. Gallagher clears, finds Montgomery, who hits it sweetly, but it goes straight to Mark Birighitti. So some great chances there for the Central Coast Mariners. 5 all told on target. The Newcastle Jets probably only having the one. A couple of chances from set-piece opportunities that didn't really get anywhere. Once again, half-time here at the Glen Willow Regional Sporting Complex. It's Central Coast Mariners 0, the Newcastle Jets 0.
For a home loan that leaves more in your pocket, switch to Newcastle Permanent now and we'll give you $1,000 cash back. Plus, with our award-winning home loans, you can save thousands more over the life of your loan when you compare us to a Big Four bank. So to get that more in your pocket feeling over the life of your home loan and $1,000 cash back, switch to customer-owned banking today at Newcastle Permanent.
It's back by popular demand. O'Neill's Tyres' legendary 4-for-3 sale. Buy 3 top-quality Goodyear car or light truck tyres and you get the 4th absolutely free courtesy of O'Neill's. Top-quality Goodyear tyres and a top-quality O'Neill's deal. 4 for the price of 3 from an O'Neill's outlet near you.
Welcome back to the Central Coast Mariners live stream here from Glen Willow Regional Sporting Complex in Mudgee, Central West, New South Wales. This is a pre-season fixture between the Central Coast Mariners and the Newcastle Jets. The teams are on their way back out for the second half. Central Coast Mariners are out, eager and ready to go for the second half. Newcastle Jets still making their way from the sheds. Looks like the Newcastle Jets are going to make some substitutes, bringing on Marcos Flores, number 10, and number 17, James Virgili. Both are going to enter the fray. Remains to be seen yet as to which players are coming off, but as soon as we know, we'll let you know.
Looks like David Carney's got the armband on, so perhaps Joel Griffiths making way after the first 45, probably for Marcos Flores to play in behind Montano, and actually Montano's not out there either, so perhaps James Virgili on for Edson Montano.
That's right, so he'd probably push Geronimo Newman up front, Marcos Flores in behind, Virgili out wide, with Carney on the other flank. Central Coast Mariners yet to make any changes. They've come out as they went in at half-time. Referee Steve Lucas has the ball, passes it off to Trapiro as we get ready to kick off the second half here in Mudgee. Central Coast Mariners 0, Newcastle Jets 0.
Interesting, Marcos not actually on the pitch at the moment, come over to get a little bit of last minute fluid and also some instruction from Phil Stubbins.
And you'd think Phil Stubbins would have been the one who would have been forced into making some changes, be it with personnel or tactics in this second half, as they were probably on the receiving end of the most chances there. They didn't look too confident going forward, so bringing on Marcos Flores might help them keep the ball in the final third.
Marcos certainly had something different, but as well, there's a couple of players in their pre-season, much like the Mariners, that they want to give minutes to try and be ready for round one. And with 3 weeks to go, it remains to be seen whether Marcos and Virgili will be involved, but certainly they're in contention, they're here and they're fit, and we'll see what happens.
An early free kick for the Newcastle Jets as Liam Rose goes in on Jacob Pepper. They take it quickly and Neil wins the ball on his chest. Rose beautifully won. Passes off to Montgomery, moves it quickly out wide to Morton. Be interesting to see if he bombs on more in this half now that he's in the shade.
Yeah, definitely. That shade might just add a few, cool the players down a little bit, take a few degrees off. Hayden's got that in his locker. Anyone that remembers his debut against Sydney FC knows that he can play in the A-League and hold his own in the A-League. He marked Alessandro Del Piero that night, so he's a player of great potential, and hopefully we see some good things from H this year.
Yeah, great to see a game like this, to have both Morton and Neil get, as close to a full game as possible out on those flanks to prove themselves, as Montgomery goes down in the midfield, brought down by Marcos Flores. He wins the free kick. Liam Rose gets it moving quickly. Out to Cancross, switches to Poscaliero. Plays it through the middle into Travis Major, holds up the ball nicely to Morton. Plays it off David Carney. The Central Coast Mariners have a throw-in. Morton surveys the option. The Mariners will have another throw-in, as we'll swap out Benny from the Mariners and bring in Andrew Fernley from Western New South Wales Football. He's here to talk about the game in the region, the central west of New South Wales. Andrew, welcome, mate. Nice to have you with us.
Thanks for inviting me. It's a pleasure to be on.
So tell us about football in this region. Is it a football-rich region? Is it a big deal to have a game like this here today?
Yeah, look, it's fantastic. I mean, we don't have access to these kind of games in our region, so when it's in our own backyard, it's really important for our code, and it's good to see people come out and support it.
Mariners win another throw-in. Tom Slater passes it off to Hayden Morton. Finds Trafiro. The Jets come away with the ball with David Carney. So tell us about football in the Central West. Just off the top of my head, there's only one player I can think of, Nathan Burns. He's played a bit of Socceroos. He's with the Wellington Phoenix now. He's from this area. Have we got some up-and-coming footballers around here? Is this a fertile kind of ground?
Yeah, look, I mean, there's other players that have come through. I mean, Nathan Sherlock was from Orange. And
chance here for the Central Coast Mariners. Sorry to cut you off.
No,
It's
right.
cleared by the Newcastle Jets. Please.
So we had Nathan Sherlock, we've got Ryan Grant still at Sydney FC. So Archie Thompson at Melbourne Victory was from Bathurst. So we've had players, come through, and hopefully we'll see more in the future.
Some great players. Trafiro beats the offside trap, but slips. Jets come away with the ball. They play out from the back. Come out through the left to Galloway. Comes inside looking for options. Finds Newman. Montgomery breaks it up, as does Slater. Montgomery. Pretty obvious foul there from Newman. And are you excited to have two big teams in town? Is this a good thing?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've had a good association with Central Coast over the years, and it's certainly a positive to have them in town. And obviously, having Newcastle's a pretty big team for us to have as well. So it's certainly great to have two big A-League clubs in Mudgee in our branch promoting football. So it's been great.
Fantastic. And today proves to be a successful sort of occasion or event for the region. Is it the sort of thing you guys are going to try and put on more often? Maybe every Hyundai A-League try and host a pre-season game?
Yeah, absolutely. When we spoke to Bruce, Mariners CEO, just before the game about trying to ensure that we have a game every year in our branch, whether it's pre-season or we can move towards having it a competition game. It's certainly our aim, but the bottom thing would be that we want to have a game every year for sure.
Just from my personal perspective, it's my first time in Mudgee, and of course my first time at the Glen Willow Regional Sporting Complex, and I have to say I'm extremely impressed with the facilities.
Yeah, look,
really, really good facilities. Can you tell us how these facilities came about and how you've been using them?
Yeah, look, I mean, it's about 4 years old. Midwestern Region Council have been a really big promoter of football, and they built this complex, and it's been something we've been able to utilise in football with our state league team. So it's a great facility, and I'm sure you appreciate it yourself. So it's been great support from the council to make sure that we've been able to put events like this on.
Fantastic. I'm sure the Central Coast Mariners and both the Newcastle Jets as well. Thankful for you guys having hosted them and putting on a good event. As I said, at a great venue. Andrew Fernley from Western New South Wales Football. Thanks, mate.
Thanks very much.
Thanks very much. Newcastle Jets whip it in. The ball's cleared and comes to David Carney on the left-hand side. Whips it in once again. Ready, claims confidently. Clears the ball nice and early. Little bit of miscommunication there between Tafiro and Major. I don't think either quite knew who needed to go for that one there. The ball goes out for a Newcastle Jets throw-in. Galloway back to Gallagher. Plays it through the middle to Pepper. Under pressure from Trafiro. He goes back to Birigidi. Plays wide to Welsh. Don't forget you can tweet in hashtag live from Mudgee. Get us on Twitter at CC Mariners, hashtag live from Mudgee. Tell us where you're watching from. Tell us what you've thought about the game so far. Tell us who's impressed you out of the trialists. Travis Major having a good strong game up front for his first start. Benny, you'll keep an eye on those tweets throughout the game?
Trying to keep an eye on it while also watching the play, but also just as he's left the room now, Andrew Fernley and Western New South Wales Football have been great supporters of ours. It's not as simple as just driving two buses of players here and playing a match. They put a lot of work into hosting the game and a lot of organisation. So big thank you to Western New South Wales Football and also Mudgee Tourism for having us out here.
Yeah, fantastic. It's I only turned up today, but it's a beautiful region, fantastic facilities, and it looks like it's a good event. The players, I'm sure, are enjoying playing at this decent venue as Marcos Flores tries the first-time ball through to David Carney. Mariners clear, but Newman comes back with the ball, finds Galloway to Flores. Flores, through ball, finds Carney, who was offside. Referee hasn't quite spotted it yet. Now he has. Central Coast Mariners win a free kick for the offside. A little bit of sustained pressure there from the Newcastle Jets, and bringing on Marcos Flores, that's probably what they're looking to do, is to try and keep the ball in the final third and create some more meaningful opportunities. As Major goes over the top, he's pulled back by Sam Gallagher. Pretty obvious one there. He was in behind, just gets a little tug of the shirt, little pull on the shoulder. Sammy Gallagher brings him down just outside the box. Nice spot for Richie Verness to whip in a ball.
Before he takes his free kick, James Price at Thunderbones 21. He wants a shout out for the fans at Edelong Beach, so g'day to James.
Free kick was taken nice and quick. Quick one from Vernesh into Trefiro, who whipped the ball across the face of the box. Nobody was there to tap it home, and the Jets cleared, but the pressure's still on as Nick Montgomery jumps in. The referee plays advantage. Gallagher plays up the line, misses finding Pepper. Poscaliero comes away with the ball, finds Cancross. Montgomery lucky to dodge a card there, maybe. Maybe the referee might pull him up the next time. Ironically, wins himself a free kick.
Yeah, I think he's gotten away with one there, Monty. It looks. I thought the cards might have been levelled up after Joel Griffiths got one for a bit of a crude challenge on Liam Rose in that first 45.
Referee Steve Lucas is happy with Stern talking to, but I'm sure he said, Monty, that's the last one. As the ball's played out to Poscaliero. Looks to play forward. Finds feet. Trefiro to Montgomery over the top. Gallagher takes it on the chest. Tries to clear, but is closed down by Tom Slater, who breaks away. Can he get there first? Nice clearance. Galloway not only clears it, but manages to win himself a goal kick. Played short by Birighitti. Pepper centrally. Sends it out wide to Welsh. First time, straight to the feet of Mickey Neal. Beautiful 1-2 there from Travis Major. Neal now with time to deliver. Holds up, and probably waits a little bit too long. Tries the late ball. The old pinball. Off one, off two. Unfortunately out for a goal kick.
And some interested spectators also in the venue today, as well as the fans. There's Mike Cockerell from the Sydney Morning Herald and Fox Sports is watching the game. He's made the trek out, and also Jeffrey Bullock. Maybe not a name too many people know, but Jeff's one of the main Fox Sports producers for football in the A-League, so it's nice to see these guys making the trip from Sydney to watch the match.
Yeah, awesome. Always plenty of interest in Hyundai A-League football. Even when it's out here in rural New South Wales, it's a nice trip, 4-hour drive. Out here, it's good to see them come out, enjoy the local scenery, and then enjoy some good football as well. As we look down towards the bench, it looks like the Central Coast Mariners are getting ready to make their first change. Malik Mane getting ready to come on. Benny, would you assume that Phil Moss might pull off one of the trialists in Major and put Malik Mane up front?
Yeah, that certainly looks like the most obvious switch. Malik, he's great at the point of attack, or also can play in a wide attacking role. He's just got back from Senegal in the last couple of days, as you mentioned earlier. He's just visited his newborn daughter in Senegal, so it's important that Malik starts to get the minutes, and we've got a few games coming up that he'll get more chances to do so, and fingers crossed he can be a real X-factor for the team this year.
Yeah, congratulations to him on the birth of his daughter. Hopefully he can maybe come off the bench, score one, and do the old baby celebration, which seems to be popular with footballers these days.
Well, he did that in Lismore. He scored from the penalty spot against Melbourne City and put the thumb in the mouth. So I think he might throw another one in there if he gets one against the Jets.
Nice patient play here from the Central Coast Mariners. Really tidy feet from Cancross at the back there to keep the ball. Now Morton again, nice and patient to Poscaliero to Reddy. He's looking for options. Takes the easy one to Poscaliero. Says to the centre back, you can play out. And he does. Floats one over the top. Major just misses out. Nice closing down from Tom Slater there. Central Coast Mariners will make that change. Looks like it's going to be Richard Vernesh, who's going to get himself 60 minutes today. Going to be replaced by number 14, Malik Mane.
Unfortunately, no fourth official, so Sharon Baxter, the club's football ops manager, she's acting as fourth official, and she doesn't have a board, so we can tell at the moment who Richie Vernesh is, obviously, so no trouble there, but it would be nice to see a few boards.
Great job from Sharon. Experienced campaigner. She knows what she's doing down there.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see how Malik plays out on the left-hand flank. If he sort of commits more to the attacking side of his game, or if Phil Moss has told him that he needs to do the tracking back as well.
To be honest, I think that's part of Mossie's plan in putting him on the left side of attack rather than the point of the attack, to try and make him actually track as well, because he hasn't had a lot of minutes recently. So
get some more running into the legs.
Exactly.
Here he goes now, trying to shut down Pepper. Vigili comes back to Welsh. Welsh out to Gallagher. Gallagher finds Reagan. He goes long early and finds the head of Newman straight away. Plays Carney. Carney looks to float it in. Beautiful ball. Oh, Geronimo Newman with a gilt-edged chance. Really should have buried that one. Just didn't get enough on the ball. Tried to sort of finesse it into the bottom corner, but really needed to give that one a little bit more. Mariners got a bit lucky there. As we see the replay from this one, David Carney, plenty of time on the ball to bend that one and picks out Geronimo Newman beautifully, who didn't do the assist justice with the finish. Liam Reddy upfield now. Sam Galloway picks up the ball for the throw-in. Newcastle Jets just stepping it up a gear in this second half. Definitely looking a little bit more sharp, a little better than they did in the first half. Trefiro comes away with the ball. Dances around 2 or 3. Wins himself a free kick. Geronimo Newman's not happy. Pounds the ball. Throws it away in disgust. Says the referee, "Didn't you see? I had it at my feet." Passionate South American. Poscaliero pushes it out wide to Zach Cancross. Finds Liam Rose. Rose into Mane. Mane keeps the ball. Poscaliero into Major. First time ball round the corner. It's blocked. Jets coming away with Scott Neville through the centre. Mane does well to track back. Just puts on enough pressure. Takes the ball out here on the right-hand wing. Early ball in behind for Trefiro. It's cut out well by Sam Gallagher. Morton with the throw-in. Finds Trefiro, who goes back to Slater. Solid challenge from Reagan there as the ball's cleared upfield to Liam Reddy. Cancross back to Reddy. Reddy plays it out and says we'll try the other side. Oh, beautiful feet. Liam Rose overplays it, but the first time was wonderful. Wins the free kick. That can happen to the tricky players sometimes, can't it, Benny? When you're that much faster with your feet and someone's coming in for the challenge, you can put yourself at risk for getting kicked.
Yeah, I guess so. It's never happened to me on the pitch, but
me either.
Liam Rose is certainly a talented player, and to be honest, this is one of the very first times that I've seen him actually don a Mariners shirt. I've seen him in training plenty of times, and certainly plenty of his teammates have got huge raps on him, and I think we're starting to see why. Yeah.
My first time seeing him play live for sure, and definitely one of the more impressive players, considering his age, and to play in such a pivotal position as that holding midfield position. He's done a wonderful job today. I'm very impressed. As Monty switches out wide here to Morton. Finds Montgomery again, first time. Poscaliero almost closed down there by Flores, but keeps the ball wonderfully. Finds Cancross, who sends it out to the left. Mane lets the ball roll. Scott Neville puts it out for a Central Coast Mariners throw. Here's Rose again, finds Montgomery. Poscaliero turns out into the space. Goes over the top to Major. Gallagher, first time head. Tom Slater working hard to track back. Flores on the ball now. Looks to go over the top to David Carney. Not a bad ball, but probably just a little bit too long. Carney couldn't quite get there. Central Coast Mariners will have a goal kick.
Another tweet coming through from Brian Gibson, who, as I said earlier, works for FFA. His son Riley is watching. He's a Sydney FC fan like his dad, but he said his uncle and cousin follow the Mariners and his pa and auntie follow the Newcastle Jets. So I don't know if I'd like to be around the dinner table with those guys. It'd be some pretty big debates, I'd imagine.
Yeah, three-way New South Wales A-League split in the family. I'm sure they've got some pretty interesting football conversations as Marcos Flores looks to play it to David Carney. Morton wins the ball nicely, brought down by Slater. He loses it to Reagan. Finds Flores straight away. Keeps the ball, rides the challenge. Tries to go in behind, and he does. Gets away with it. Wonderful little dribble there. Marcos Flores showing why Phil Stubbins gave him a chance to come back to the A-League and why probably Central Coast Mariners fans are ruining losing him. Newcastle Jets win themselves a corner as David Carney comes over on set-piece duty. Newcastle Jets didn't have much success with their free kicks in the first half, so it'll be interesting to see if they vary them at all this half as Carney goes to the back post. Neville couldn't quite get a good head on it. The ball's floated out to Mane as he goes and puts pressure. Ooh, that was close. Pressure on Pepper. Mane couldn't quite get there. Pepper again, centrally. Trefiro. Central Coast Mariners getting ready to make two substitutions as there is a breakaway here. Major couldn't quite get to the ball. Birigidi picks up and finds Carney. Both Calic first time shot from Geronimo Newman. It's blocked for Newcastle Jets corner. They're piling on the pressure. Central Coast Mariners looking to make two changes. Anthony Calic, number 20, looks to be coming on. And number 6 is Jake McGing. Carney plays this one short to Gallagher. Left foot near post. Cleared by Travis Major. Major wins the ball. Looks for the first time switch. Finds Malik Mane very well. Keeps the ball. Turns. Loses it with a heavy touch. Reagan comes away with it. Straight through the middle. It's opened up. Beautifully read by Liam Reddy.
Yeah, John Crawley would be very happy with that. The Mariners goalkeepers as best exemplified by Matty Ryan.
Somehow he's found Mane. Mane's come away with the ball here. Whips it across the face of goal. There's no Central Coast Mariners players really challenging to get in the box there for a tap-in. Wonderful work there from Mane to get in behind and whip the ball across the face of goal, but he just needed some support. Probably Travis Major a little bit tired in his first start. Central Coast Mariners changes coming now. Number 16, Liam Rose, looks to be coming off. He'll be replaced by number 6, Jake McGing. What can you tell us about Jake?
Yeah, Jake's going to play in our youth team this year. He's formerly of the Western Sydney Wanderers youth team, and he's a player that I know Tony Wormsley, an ex-youth team coach at the club, tried to sign a few years ago, so it's good to have Jake with us now. And also Anthony Calic moving into that number 10 position vacated by Glenn Trefiro. He's also out of the AIS, has played a few years there and also signed a 3-year contract like Liam Rose, so another one for the future in Anthony Calic.
Yeah, 2 really good shifts put in today from Rose and Trefiro as they come off. 2 more young guns come on for the Central Coast Mariners with just under half an hour to prove their worth as Hayden Morton puts the ball out, takes Galloway with him. Really good opportunity here for one of these young guys to come off the bench and put their hand up and show themselves as a game breaker. They could come in and create the opportunity or find the winning goal. It would really put a star next to their name on the team sheet for Phil Moss. Galloway's brushed himself off. He's all right. He's good enough to take the throw in. Finds the head of David Carney, gets the ball back. First time to Newman, first time to Carney. Ball's cut out by Calic. Plays back to Poscaliero. Cancross. Out to Neal. Cuts inside. McGing fighting hard but loses out to Pepper. Plays a first-time ball to Vigili. Vigili, first-time ball in, cut out by Cancross. Newcastle Jets will have themselves another corner. They look to play it nice and quick. David Carney gets the ball first time, whips it in. Clearing header. Finds Gallagher. Couldn't quite get the contact on it he needed. I think his eyes lit up there for a second. Gallagher thought, here's my chance. Up from centre half. Half volley outside the box, but he's just scuffed it a little bit.
Yeah, Sammy's a great guy, but he's the type of player as well that would have loved putting one past his old club, as every sort of player does. But, you know, fantastic guy, Sammy Gallagher, and nice to see him getting another chance in the A-League after his stint in Vietnam.
Central Coast Mariners getting a little bit lucky there. Cancross with a sloppy pass out from the back, found Marcos Flores, who didn't quite get the contact in the ball that he'd want. Slater tries to find Morton. Poscaliero plays in to Montgomery. The ball's gone out for a throw-in. Central Coast Mariners will take the throw-in. Just over 20 minutes left here at Glen Willow Regional Sporting Complex. The score still Central Coast Mariners 0, Newcastle Jets 0, as Morton goes back to Poscaliero. Cancross to Neal. Back to Liam Reddy. Poscaliero floats one up. Finds Sammy Gallagher. Nice controlled header to Reagan. Gets the ball back. To the feet of Birigidi. Plays to Welsh.
Just a couple more tweets coming in. Matthew Zeckel, a former teammate of mine at the Cessnock Hornets. He's looking for a shout out, so I know you're a Jets fan. Matty, we won't hold that against you, mate. G'day from Mudgee. And also to Jimmy Love, a former guy that lived on the Central Coast and worked at CFM. He's living in Melbourne now, and he's watching. He thinks he's the only person not watching the AFL in Melbourne at the moment. So, hello, Jimmy Love.
Hope you're enjoying the stream, Jimmy. Fantastic to see you watching the football and not the AFL. Birigidi plays out to Welsh. Marcos Flores working back to try and get on the ball. Looks for the long switch to try and find David Carney. Hayden Morton's there first, puts it out for a throw-in. Slater closing down. Jets get another throw. Reagan out to Welsh. Welsh to Flores. Really keen to get on the ball. He's coming all the way back to the defensive line to pick up the ball and start the play. Sammy Gallagher plays out to Reagan, who's a little more wide in this half. Back to Flores. Through the middle, over the top. Looks to find Geronimo Newman, but it's just a little bit too long. Goes out for a Central Coast Mariners goal kick. Once again, a shot of the crowd here at Mudgee. Fantastic to see so many Hyundai A-League shirts, scarves and hats throughout the crowd. We've got the Jets, plenty of Jets fans, plenty of Central Coast Mariners fans, got the local media, and of course lots of local football fans have turned out, plenty of kids, plenty of families. I'm sure they're enjoying some high quality Hyundai A-League football here as one of the Newcastle Jet players jumped in, studs up at Liam Reddy as he cleared the ball. James Vigili is going to get himself a pre-season friendly yellow card. He pleads his case with the referee, but the ref's not having any of it. Can't jump in like that, James. Referee Steve Lucas takes his time putting James Vigili's name in the book. Liam Reddy will take the free kick. Newcastle Jets pressing high. Not allowing Liam Reddy the easy ball out from the back, forcing him to go long. And go long he does. Cleared by Galloway. Off the head of Neal to McGing. Neal wins the ball back. Leaves it a little bit short. Wins it again. Very scrappy in the midfield. since the couple of substitutions have been made. This is a long-range shot from Geronimo Newman. He's had a crack. Easy for Liam Reddy, plucks it out of the sky. Keeps the ball, calms it down. Plays it out to Cancross. To McGing. Reddy again. Beautiful distribution. Finds Neil.
Second half has really flown by, Mark, already up to the 74th minute mark, so only just over 15 minutes to go. Yet to see if there's a winner in this one.
Yeah, definitely. And not as many chances as in the first half. I think that's probably a credit to Phil Stubbins. He's tweaked his team, and which is limiting the Mariners' opportunities that they were creating in the first half. I guess the Jets probably had the better of this half as they're caught offside here. Central Coast Mariners will get the free kick. But as you said, Benny, there's still just over 16, 17 minutes to go. Anyone can win this one. There's some young guys on. There's some fresh legs out there now. Malik Mane, he's looked good the couple of times he's got on the ball. He could create something for the Mariners. And Marcos Flores is trying to get on the ball at every opportunity for the Newcastle Jets as well. So plenty of chances here as Montgomery loses out to Newman. Newman keeps the ball, checks in, plays back to Flores. Flores squares it up. Mariners get away with one there. Slater misses out. Reagan gets in. Galloway with the ball now. Finds Flores. Cushioned first-time ball over the top. Galloway gets there, whips it in. Cleared by Poscaliero. Slater gets the ball. Great tackle from Reagan. Equally as good there from Kallick. In the end, Jets come away with it. It's Neville out to Virgili. Virgili first time low into the box. Poscaliero clears. Beautifully weighted, flighted cross from Virgili. Finds Marcos Flores. Couldn't quite get enough power on the header. Keeps the ball though. Back to Galloway. Time to pick his cross. Hangs it up to the back post. Virgili squares it up for David Carney, who puts the ball away, but Virgili's offside. So it won't count, and the score will remain 0-0. Central Coast Mariners, Newcastle Jets here at the Glen Willow Regional Sporting Complex. Mariners probably just got away with one there. Benny caught napping, I think, at the back post, but he was just offside.
Yeah, Newcastle obviously finding their feet in the second stanza, and it's interesting to see that different clubs around the league are also tuning in, as we see that replay there with Carney putting it in the back of the net. However, Virgili getting caught offside.
Yeah, just offside. Wonderful square with the header, and easy tap in for David Carney. But, you know, just offside, so the Mariners get away with one there.
And touching on other clubs watching, there's Brett Taylor, who we know works for Melbourne City Football Club in analysis, and we've had a few different people tell us that they've been watching the streams. Mark Rudin from Sydney United 58 has told us that he's tuned in a couple of times. Luch Tranny, from Melbourne City as well. So hello to anyone who works in the A-League who might be watching.
Great to see so many A-League, not only A-League fans, but people involved with football in Australia and other A-League clubs tuning in to watch what's to come from these teams in the season 10 of the Hyundai A-League, and also, you know, support. Everybody's got that hunger to watch the football, so a credit to them for tuning in, and you guys for putting on this stream as the Mariners break away. There's a ball over the top by Kallick, but it's far too far for Malik Mane.
He's quick, Malik, but he's not that fast.
He knew it too. Didn't even bother with that one. Birigidi with time on the ball. Plays it centrally to Reagan. Back to Birigidi. Comes through to Pepper. Come wide to Welsh. Welsh inside to Pepper. Sammy Gallagher inside to Marcos Flores. Flores with time on the ball. Misplaces his pass.
Just a few more tweets coming in as well. Daniel York, his best mate Lincoln's watching in Wallabadar. I've had a couple of beers at the Wallabadar pub before, so hello to Lincoln. And also Scott Flanagan, I would like a shout out. He's a Jets fan. He's missing the match today. He's watching the match today, missing out on his sister's football presentation. So thanks, Scott, but you should support your sister also, mate.
Someone's going to be in trouble. We didn't catch the substitution, Benny, but number 15, Sam Perry. Sam Perry's come off the bench for the Central Coast Mariners. He's on the left-hand wing now in the front three. What can you tell us about him?
Yeah, another player that's going to be involved in our youth team this year. So he started training with Stu Jacobs and also his coaching staff. We've changed things up a little bit with the youth league this year in that they're training early mornings before the senior team, so they get the chance when John Crawley, when Phil Moss, when Wayne O'Sullivan are arriving to show their wares in front of them. So it's a great setup, and it's great that we can give them that chance to show what they can do in front of the senior coaches.
Yeah, fantastic. And just over 10 minutes off the bench here for Sam Perry as well with the first team. An opportunity to impress Phil Moss before the season kicks off. As the Newcastle Jets come away with a throw-in. Marcus Flores brings the ball down. Beautiful dribble to the byline. Keeps the ball in. First time ball. Jets with it in the box. Nice solid defending there from the Central Coast Mariners. Nobody overcommitted. Didn't want to draw the foul there. Square ball for Perry. Looks to return it. But the ball's out for a Newcastle Jets throw-in. Gallagher with the ball now. Finds Taylor Egan. Vigili asking for it centrally, gives it back. David Carney dropping deep, plays it wide. 10 minutes to go here at the Glen Willow Regional Sporting Complex. Still Central Coast Mariners 0, Newcastle Jets 0. If you've just joined us, Newcastle Jets had a goal disallowed for offside about 5 minutes ago. So this one's still here for the taking. Hyundai A-League pre-season.
The Mariners yet to lose this pre-season. 2 wins in the FFA Cup and also 3 results against, or 2 against A-League opponents and 1 against their own academy. So I know Mossie's, despite it not only being about the result today, he'd be keen to keep that run going and build a winning mentality, or if not, at least a mentality that we don't lose against these teams.
Yeah, for sure. If you win or if you lose, it becomes a habit. So even though it is pre-season and even though the opposition is varied, I'm sure he'll always want to look to instill that winning confidence and that winning mentality in the team. Take that into the season. It's always good to start on the right foot. Jets playing patiently again. Switch to Sam Gallagher. Miscontrol. Puts his head in his hands and he says, how did I do that? Central Coast Mariners get themselves a throw-in. Morton back to Poscaliero. Into Travis Major's feet, held up well, plays it back.
And just as we enter the last 10 minutes of the match, if there are any Mariners players that are back home, Storm Rue, Zach Anderson, Isaka Cernak, any of you guys, send me a text or tweet us and let us know what you've thought of the coverage today. We'd love to get you involved.
Yeah, always good to hear from the other players, as I'm sure they're interested in seeing how their teammates are doing. I'm sure in the pre-season they'll be happy to see some of these younger guys getting minutes now to prove themselves, but when the season kicks off, that's when it gets serious and the big players are going to step up. So they'll be feeling the pressure from some of the nice performances put in today from some of the fringe players. Liam Reddy looking for the options. Fires it into Travis Major. Ball goes back. Oh, Birigidi put under big pressure there from Kalik. He's done well to pressure him and win the Central Coast Mariners a corner, their first set piece for a long time. They take it quickly. Whipped in early. Ooh. Major had a chance there. Couldn't quite get purchase on that one. Jets come away with it on the right-hand side.
Some good energy still being shown. Mickey Neal trying to close down up high after a long afternoon of running.
Mane
He's
with the
open a
ball
chance
now.
here.
Just getting a little bit sloppy there. Mane couldn't quite find feet. McGing plays it back. Poscaliero all the way back to Reddy. Everybody's bunched up the other half of the field, so he says, spread out. Find your positions, play out again. Into Major's feet, first time. Into Kalik. Wins the free kick. Kalik tries to take the free kick quickly, but it's about 10 metres from where the foul was taken, so the referee says bring it back. Malik Mane takes it quickly to Morton, to McGing. Poscaliero goes over the top looking for Malik Mane. He's beaten the offside trap. Runs at Galloway. Runs at Carney. Delivers a beautiful ball. Wow. Fantastic square ball from Malik Mane. Looked very lively there. Travis Major just half a step away from a tap in, but I've got to say some pretty good defending there from Welsh for the Newcastle Jets.
Did really well there, Malik. In training, the coaches rave about that he continuously shows some real moments of class, and you know that was one of them there.
Ball's whipped in, squared for Monty, has a chance to hit it, and he does. Headed for the top corner, but once again, pretty easy save for Mark Birighitti, who just palms it away. Monty's eyes lit up again. He's probably had more shots in this game than he had all season last year.
We spoke about it when he took his first, that he might try to take the responsibility this afternoon, and he's had 3 efforts and 2 really strong ones.
Sam Galloway with probably one of the more blatant fouls you'll see. The ball nowhere to be seen and just pushes Anthony Kalik off it. A bit of afters from an earlier challenge, I think. Sammy Galloway not happy. Wins himself a yellow card. Phil Moss down on the sideline says, "What are you doing?" And Sam Galloway says, "What, mate?" Central Coast Mariners will get themselves a free kick 40 yards out. Mane over the ball. We'll see the replay of that challenge. Ball nowhere to be found. Galloway just says, "Get out of the way." Gives Kalik a little push. But they're both okay. Just picked up a yellow card for that one. Mane over the free kick. Plays it short. Whipped into the far post. Major wins it. Monty with the ball.
Montgomery.
Must finish. Oh, Monty. Didn't know where he was. He was getting a nosebleed. He was that high up the pitch.
I think that was his best chance of the day, Monty, but he's just pushed it wide, unfortunately.
Montgomery with some beautiful fancy footwork in the box there to open up the space for the shot, but couldn't quite get the purchase on the finish. Tried to curl it into that far post. Just couldn't quite get it. Morton plays it back to Poscaliero. Slips, but finds McGing. Mariners a little flat earlier on, but in this last 10 minutes before full time, they've really stepped it up a gear. I think they're trying to push for that winner. A couple of really good chances in the last 5 minutes. Mane with a great cross into the box. And then Montgomery. Here goes Mane again, skips away. Galloway.
They've got to be 2 of the fastest players in the A-League just there, Malik Mane and Sam Galloway. He's really known for his pace, Galloway, so I think he's lucky he got a little touch on Malik before he got up to speed, though.
Yeah, he had to be careful there. He couldn't really put much on Malik Mane there as he just received the yellow card for the challenge earlier on. Kalik, who's on the ball now, squares it to Monty. Montgomery back to Kalik. Out wide to McGing, who's got space to move. Plays it forward to Perry. Plays a nice forward ball. See the replay of Nick Montgomery's chance here. Travis Major comes in, wins the ball. Stops, steps inside, slips. Slips as he tries to curl the ball around Birighitti into the far post. I think he'll be talking about that one at full time.
And just as we wind down into full time, we've got some viewers in Ireland, Paul Smythe and Christine Smythe watching from Bear Island. I hope I said that right, in Cork.
Great to hear people tuning in from even more unexpected countries. What have we had? Cambodia, Ireland, Ibiza. Unexpected, but fantastic to hear as the Central Coast Mariners win a goal kick. Liam Reddy tells them push up. Just under 2 minutes left here. As the sun begins to set here at Mudgee. Central Coast Mariners 0, Newcastle Jets 0. Travis Major nods the ball on. Sam Perry does well to put pressure. Kallick again wins the free kick. He's been good since he's come on, Benny. Anthony Kallick, he's won a couple of free kicks. He's looked tidy with the ball. He's tried to create some opportunities. He's got stuck in.
I think one of the things that Anthony Kallick really would have benefited from so far this pre-season is the fact he's been here the whole time. Liam Rose, we saw his quality in the first 45 particularly, but he has been away a lot with the under-20s, so perhaps hasn't melded with the team as much. Kallick's been here for a long time, training every day with the senior team, so he's coming along quite well.
Yeah, that's good to hear. Players crave consistency. That's how they get their best results. And if he's had the chance to be with the squad and train with the older guys for the full pre-season, I'm sure that's going to hold him in good stead for the Hyundai A-League Season 10. So Morton gets the ball here, tries to play back, but it goes straight to Geronimo Newman. Recovers really well. Wins the ball through Carney. Newcastle Jets will have a throw-in. 30 seconds left, give or take, unless the referee decides to add on any injury time here at the Glen Willow Regional Sporting Complex in Mudgee. Headed for a draw unless we can get some last-minute heroics from one of the teams. Big clearance from Poscaliero. Sam Gallagher nods it down to Welsh. The referee says that's it. 0-0 will have to do. Central Coast Mariners 0, the Newcastle Jets 0. That's full time in the Hyundai A-League pre-season match here at Glen Willow Regional Sporting Complex in Mudgee. Been a fantastic occasion for the local people. Fantastic hit out for both teams. I'm sure both coaches have a lot of positives to come away with. My name's Mark Dwyer. Good to be with you this afternoon. Benny O'Neill, good to be with you. Thanks for your help.
Thanks very much, Mark, and thanks for helping us out here in Mudgee. A result that keeps our unbeaten pre-season alive, so I think plenty of positives to take away from this match in Mudgee.
Fantastic to see. We'll catch you next time on the next live stream. That's it from Mudgee.